So let me first explain what's happened with Binance and regards negative trades. There's two reasons why a negative trade will come back. And the first reason is that we're buying from an order book. Now, when we put in out, so we don't have an open order. We do what's called a market taker. So we do a buy order and the bot remembers what it bought. So it's not in the order book anymore. It's just sitting, you bought an amount of coins and it's sitting in your Binance wallet. So for example, if you were buying Bitcoin, it would use an amount of BUSD to buy Bitcoin. You now wouldn't hold the BUSD, you'd now hold in your Binance Bitcoin. Right, so it's not an open order. The next thing is when the bot comes to sell, it's again buying from the order book. Now what Binance sometimes do is they split that order into two or sometimes even three. And the reason why they do that, let's just say that you want to buy Bitcoin hypothetically at $30,000. Let's say you wanted to buy one Bitcoin, but there's half a Bitcoin for sale at $30,000. The next half of Bitcoin is at $31,000. So what our API says, I want to sell. So that goes to the order book. Binance fill half of your order with the lower price, and Binance fill the second half of your order with the higher price, which could bring back a negative trade. Okay, so it's nothing to do with us. That should only be rare. Now, what Binance did as well, Binance moved the amount of decimal places for some coins, not all of them, of how much the order can be sold for. So, you've got a 0.000, amount of zeros. So if you're buying a low price coin, for example, it tends to be a lot of transactions or a lot of decimal places after the zero that you're actually buying because it's a very low coin. You're paying $20 and you might be getting 500 of those coins. So there's lots of decimal places. Now, they let you buy it at those decimal places, but they won't let you sell it at those decimal places. So they knock off 3 or 4 off the end. So what you end up is we go place the order in, and the order doesn't get filled for the full amount. It only gets filled for the amount that Binance will let you sell. The other little dribble will be left inside your wallet. Still hold 20 cents worth of this coin, which actual fact was your profit. So we're looking a way to get round them dribbles. Now, the one easy way to get round it is what I'm doing is I'm put all my bots, if I share my screen. So I've actually gone into all my bots now, and I'll click on the settings here. And I've actually set my bots to stop buying and sell lots at a profit and break even. So basically, I'm going to reset all my bots. Because what I need to do with some of the bots, and I'm going to get the list of bots that it is for. You're going to need to either, for a particular set of bots, you'll need to up the amount that you're buying or up the profit. So in here, if I go here on this bot, I've got 0.7. Now, if this was one of the coins, I'm not saying it is, if this was one of the coins that doesn't allow those those extra decimal places when we come to sell it, this 0.7 wouldn't be enough profit. So you'd have to up the profit so that when it does sell, it's got a higher profit. And if it leaves a dribble in the wallet still, then it's not going to cause a problem. So that's what I'm doing with my bots. I've set all my bots to stop buying and sell at a profit and break even. Well, that's only on the open lots. I've already made a profit on every one of my bots, except for one of them, which is I did for a demonstration, which was SHIB. I did this one. I just wanted to demonstrate the tool, and it made a loss because what I did was I went in on here, and I clicked here, stop the bot and sell the lots as soon as possible. So that won't look for a profit. If you do this one, it will stop the bot. It won't affect your previous lots, obviously. It'll only affect any outstanding lots. And basically the bot won't buy any more. So if the price dropped even further, it won't buy any more lots. It's going to wait for the price to go above the average price. Here, the average price is here. It's going to look for that average price. It's either going to sell at that average price, these 4 outstanding lots, or it's going to sell them above the average price and obviously make a profit. If it sells them dead on the average price, then it will just be breaking even for the 4 lots. So that's what that tool does there. Now, also, what we're doing is we're working on this withdrawal screen. Now, you will see some changes on here, but this screen is not fully functional at the moment. But basically, I'll tell you what you've got on this screen. Here you've got your Binance balance, your BUSD balance, how much funds you've over allocated. That will change that on your robot. So I'm over allocated $4,000 on my trading bots. How much profit you've made on your bots. This is your total profit. And then how much profit you can register a withdrawal. Now, we don't do the withdrawal, obviously, so this button here, when you click on that button, all it's going to do is it will place it in the table to say that you've withdrawn it. Now, you've obviously got 2 options. You can either physically go to Binance and withdraw out your profit and spend it and do whatever you want with it, or you can just add it to a new robot. That's entirely up to you. But what I wanted to do, I wanted this button so that, because I'm obviously going to make videos, I want to see what I make on a week-to-week basis and on a month-to-month basis. So people with smaller balances will probably leave this withdrawal once a month. People with a bigger balance, I've got about 2.5 grand that I trade with at the moment. So I could probably do a withdrawal every week if I wanted to. But I won't physically withdraw it out. I'll allocate it to new robots. So that's what that button will be there for. We'll also be making a screen to show your profit per month. So there'll be another screen that's coming later on. It won't be this week. So that you can see what you've made per month and what you've drawn out for that month. What you've actually physically made for that month. This one over here, if you've got your bots on compound, and obviously the compound balance wouldn't be part of the withdrawable balance, because if you withdraw the compound balance, then that will upset your bot, because if you've got a bot that's trading, say, with $100 and it makes a trade and it makes, $20 profit, it's now going to compound that $20. So that means your bot still needs it for the next trade. So if you withdrew that $20, then it wouldn't have the $20 to make the next trade because you've withdrawn it out. So that number here wouldn't be in this number. Okay, so these numbers would look completely different. This would say how much you've got compounded, and this would say how much you can physically withdraw. Now, at the moment, as I say, this screen is not finished, so these numbers are not accurate. Okay, they're just placeholdings at the moment, and they've been taken from snapshots, so they're not real numbers at the moment. So don't, put in any support tickets saying, I clicked on this and the numbers are not right. It's not the right numbers because it's not finished. Now, if you wanted to withdraw your compounded amount, so, in this case, I've got $500 that I've actually compounded. If you wanted to withdraw that, you'd click on this button. That would reset all your bots back to what the original amount was. So if you started a bot for $100 and it compounded and now it's trading with $120 and you decided you wanted to reset the compound, it would put the bot back to $100 automatically for you, so you don't have to go doing it. It would switch off the compound. It would switch it off. So it won't compound anymore. You'd have to physically go in manually and switch the compound back on again. And then this balance would move over to here for you to be able to either withdraw physically yourself out of Binance, because we can't do withdrawals, or you could allocate it to a new bot. But when you click this button, this would set this to 0, and it would put it in a table down here. Obviously, there's no column for it yet because we're not finished, but it would put it in a column down there so that you know what you withdrew what you made for that particular period of time, in between withdrawals. And then this number would start to go up again as your bots continue to make profit. This number will never go down. It will only go up because that's showing your total profit since you started trading. Even if you finished a bot and you deleted it, that number will remain. It won't go down because it's obviously from all of time. Now, if I come back to this screen, back to the trading bot screen, and I click on edit a bot. Now, we've made some changes on here already, and you'll see now that this is slightly changed at the top. These have got percentages by them now. They didn't have percentages, they just had numbers in there. And then you'll see that the initial order used to be up here, the very first trade that the bot did. But that actually caused a problem because it wasn't calculated in how much the bot needed to trade with. Because if you look here, before you had your initial order, which was 0 trade. So you'll see in here, if I go down, these are the lot numbers. So this was when it was buying and selling. And there should be somewhere in this load here, there you go, look, zeros, okay, so zeros. So that's the initial buy. Now what it does, what the bot does, when it does the initial buy, if the price drops down again, and if I come back to here and go on the settings, so let's just clarify this. When it buys the initial buy, that's this lot 0. So this is the genesis. This is the very first trade the bot does. Now, if the price drops by a certain percentage, whatever you've got there, it will buy lot 1. If the price drops again, it will buy lot 2. Right. Now, if it buys lot 0 and the price doesn't drop, but the price goes up and it can take profit on lot 0, it will sell lot 0. And then when the time's right, depending on the settings, it will buy lot 0 again. So it may never buy 1, 2, and so on. It could just keep buying and selling lot 0. Now, before, that lot 0 wasn't calculated in this number here. So it was misleading because this number used to count from 1 down to whatever amount of lots that you've got. So I had a bot over here, which was in Barbara's account, and I got this that happened. It couldn't buy because there was a balance. There wasn't enough balance. And I thought, well, why is that? Because I made a point of setting up my bot not to trade with more than what I've got in Binance. But it didn't calculate in that setting that I've just showed you there. It didn't calculate it in there. So I was looking at this number, and it was actually minus $20 because the $20 was up here. So we've now added it to the table down below. The next tool that's going to happen very shortly, and it'll be done by Monday, a week today, is that this is the initial buy up price. We're going to rename that because what this does, if you start a bot, so if I come to a chart, so let's just say I started a bot, I wanted to start a bot now, the price was here. Well, your bot would want to start based on that setting that's in here if the price goes up by 0.1, and obviously you can change that for whatever you like. Well, in this case, the bot wouldn't start because the price never went up. So it wouldn't buy this lot 0 for a long time until the price goes above this point here. You see, the price would have to go up. Well, you've missed out on all this profit here. So now what you can do with a bot, you could come and look at a chart and say, well, look, that's gone up. And what I want to do, because it looks like it's at a high point, I don't want to buy in until I see the price go down again. So what you would do is you'd come to here and you'd set this at a minus number. So you'd put a minus, but at the moment this doesn't work, okay? You can't put a minus number in there because we haven't implemented it yet. But soon, by a week Monday, you'll be able to put that. We've already built the tool, it's just that the changes have not been uploaded because we're working on some other stuff as well. So you'll be able to put a minus number in there. That means that the bot won't buy until the price goes down by whatever you set it. And say I set that to go a price drop of 4.84% from that point, the bot would buy in down here. It wouldn't buy in over here, wouldn't buy in over here, wouldn't buy in over here. It'd only buy in at the trigger point that I say. Right now, you can't put that minus number in there because that will not work. You can only put positive numbers in there. Inside your bot as well, let's just cancel this. You've got the settings tab. So if I come to the withdrawal, at the bottom here, this is going to move. We're going to move this to the control, but this is your BNB balance. You need to keep a balance of BNB to cover the Binance trading fees, because every time a trade is carried out on Binance, there's a fee that's charged that Binance charges. So you need to keep a balance. Now you can set up, come to the settings tab, and you can set up whatever numbers you like in here, that when your bot drops below 0.01, whatever number you want to put in there, your BNB balance, when it drops below, I've got it set for 0.01. I want it to buy me 0.05. It will buy that, do a trade inside my Binance account for me, providing I've got a balance of BUSD. If I've got no BUSD, it's not going to be able to carry out the trade. It's not going to be able to top it up. There is an automated. You can set that up if you want, or you can do it manually. But if your bot goes to do a trade and it sees before it does the trade, i.e. there's not enough money for it to do the buy or the sell, it will just stop. It won't try to do the buy or the sell. It will just say you'll get an error message inside your bot saying that there was insufficient trading fee. I'm open for any questions if anybody's got them. Go on then, Dave. You unmute yourself, mate, and carry on.
I think you covered it. My withdrawal profit in the new green banner is saying 0 today, but as you said, it's probably not a true figure. My total compound on the other side is 216. My withdrawal was something. I can't remember the figure because I didn't plan to withdraw. So maybe it's just not reached that balance point.
Yeah, well, as I say, them numbers are not correct at the moment. But also, you see, we've only implemented that recently. Literally, we've started to implement it. So older bots, it won't pick up. It's only going to pick up the bot. There was, I forget what the programmer did, but there was something the programmer did about 2 weeks ago that it started registering the data for profits. It might have been 3 weeks ago. So I'll get the exact dates off the programmer, but there'll be certain bots that you won't be able to see it in that profit. That's why I'm shutting all my bots down. I want to try and get to the end of this month because we're on the 20th. With all my bots have sold all my lots, hopefully, and then I'm going to delete all my bots, archive them, clear out my withdrawal profits, and start from 0, so that then next month all my new bots will pick up all the new settings, because if you've set a bot up before the new settings, then it won't pick up those new settings, So that's why I'm sort of winding my bots down. That's what I'm going to do, because always remember we're in this pre-launch phase for the bot, and we're finding the bugs, testing it, getting the best strategies out of the bot, and so on, so that we can do that. We're also going to be implementing USTD. So you can have a choice whether you want to trade with BUSD or USTD. If you want everything to work nicely with Binance, then we'll move over to the decentralized exchanges. We probably will, once we get the decentralized exchanges, we will only keep Binance.com. We're not going to work with any other centralized exchange. We'll only work with decentralized exchanges, which is much better for everybody because nobody can freeze your funds. Nobody can steal your money. It's your wallet, your keys sort of thing. But at the moment, your funds are inside Binance. And if Binance gets shut down for any reason, or they go bankrupt, or the bloke decides to run off with all the money, we've all lost our money. And we can't say it won't happen because it's happened with Cryptopia and it happened with that FTX. And in both of those exchanges, I've lost a lot of money. So I'm looking forward to the decentralized exchanges coming on board. And then so we will be working with Pancake. We will then we will be looking at the Vulcan blockchain. They're bringing out a DEX, which is like a pancake. So we'll be working on that one, and we'll also be working on Pulse Chain when it comes live. So if you're familiar with Pulse Chain, we'll be going on to that as well. So we'll be picking up with, because once we've done one decentralized exchange like Pancake, it will be the same for all of them because they're smart contracts that handle the trading and not API keys. So that, we'll be able to move across onto those ones there. So yeah, those numbers at the moment, sorry to be long-winded there, Dave, are not entirely accurate at the moment, but by Monday they will be accurate. But you might find that some older bots are not picked up in the calculation. That's the only thing. So my advice for anybody would be, if you've got lots of bots like I have outstanding and they've been running for some time, would be put them into that cycle mode to start shutting them down. And then coming into March, you can start new bots up. And when I start my new bots in March, I'm only going to trade with my balance. I'm not going to overcommit my bots, because I had a couple of times that the prices went down and the bots shut off at night when I was in bed because there was not enough funds, because I've got $2,500 that I'm trading with, but I'm telling my bot that I'm trading with, I think, $6,000. And so if the price carried on dropping, which it has done in certain times, my bot can't buy the lots because there's no money available because it's bought all the others. So I'm going to be doing my bots only on the balance that I've got, and then I'm not going to compound. I'm going to save up the profits, and then I'll add that to, I can compound, but what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to be withdrawing. I'm going to be using the money that I make, reset the compounds, and then using the compound money to start new bots up. But yeah, that's what my strategy is going to be.
Is it too early to start using our referral codes?
No, you can use your referral codes, because that's all you can't see what referrals you're getting at the moment, because they're not. We haven't built that screen, but it is registered. We are registering everybody's referral code, So if you do use your referral code, you can. They work perfectly well. You'll see inside your back office, you want to use the sacrifice one. Everybody that made a sacrifice has now got access to the robot. Just to clarify, when you want to use Johnny Blockchain, you buy credits. You buy Johnny Blockchain credits. Those credits give you access to certain screens. So they'll give you access to the trading bot screen so that you can set bots up. And obviously, to get access to those screens, you will lose your credits. You treat your credit like $1. So if a screen costs you $1 and you've got one credit, well, it's going to take that credit away from you. So that's a payment for using the screen. If you want to add API keys, your API keys is 25 credits, I think, for the year. So you add your API keys, you pay 25 credits after the year's elapsed. Now you can update your API keys in that year, but after the year's elapsed, you'll have to pay another 25 credits to reactivate your API keys. Now we'll do the same thing when we go over to the decentralized exchanges. Well, you won't have an API key, but to get access to the contract, the trading contract, there'll be a fee for you to pay. Because remember, when you buy credits with Johnny Blockchain, if you spend $100, so you buy 100 credits, you get back 125, and we pay you that passive income every week. Now that will come back in the form of the Vulcan token. We already have a balance of Vulcan token, and that is an auto rebasing token. So that means it earns a profit every day. And at the end of the week, we total up what profits we've made for the week from the treasury holding from the Vulcan token. So every time somebody buys credits, that money goes into the treasury wallet. And the profit that's made from the treasury wallet is what pays back people the 125%. And that's done on a weekly basis. So you will be using Johnny Blockchain for free. And then the weekly prize draw. That prize draw is going to be paid out in Vulcan tokens. The first prize will go a week after Vulcan launches, because we're waiting for Vulcan to launch. So our prize draw at the moment is at $2,466 worth of the Vulcan token. That will be the first prize. Now, the prize, when we do it, will be linked to, we're going to use the British lottery, okay, the UK lottery numbers. So you will have in your back office where you can choose, because every time you buy credits, you'll get allocated X amount of prize tickets. So when you buy your credits, you will get credits, obviously, but you'll also get an amount of tickets. Those tickets will give you the ability to choose 6 numbers. If your 6 numbers come in, and those 6 numbers will match what the British lottery is, so that we can't rig it. So, you know, the British lottery, I forget when it cuts off. I think it's Wednesday, is it? I don't know. I don't do the lottery, so I don't know. Well, let's say it cuts off on a Wednesday, that you can buy your last ticket on a Wednesday and the draw's on the Thursday. We will cut ours off on the Tuesday, so that you won't be able to choose 6 numbers after the Tuesday, say 12 o'clock at night. Then when the British lottery call the numbers out, say on the Thursday, we will use those numbers as the winning numbers. If nobody wins, it gets rolled over to the next week. But remember, because this is Vulcan token, it's rebasing. So when it doesn't win, even if nobody buys any more tickets or buys any more credits, the fund will still go up because it's rebasing every 15 minutes, you see. So that's, we're quite, well, I'm looking forward to that playing out. So there'll be some good incomes inside Johnny Blockchain. 2 passive incomes. 1 will be your robots. 2 will be your amount that you get back for buying Johnny credits, that 25%. And then the third way is, obviously it's not a passive income because you might not win, will be the prize draw every week, you know. Hopefully answered some questions that some of you may have. So if you're interested in using Johnny Blockchain, click the link below. It's going to take you over to this screen. Now, we're in pre-launch at the moment, but you will get access to the AI trading bot in pre-launch. So you're going to need to do a sacrifice. So if I scroll down the screen here, you'll come to this section. Now, because we're in pre-launch, you enter an amount of BUSD that you want to sacrifice. So I'm just going to put in there 100. Now, what that's going to do when we launch, it's going to give you a deposit fund of the Vulcan token. Now, that Vulcan token will be added to your Johnny Blockchain back office, and it's going to pay you a passive income weekly until you reach 125%. So basically, you're going to be using Johnny Blockchain for free. Now, also in the pre-launch, you're getting Johnny Blockchain credits. You're going to need those credits to access the Johnny Blockchain robot, the AI robot that I just showed you. And also in the pre-launch, you're going to get these prize tickets. Now, the prize fund at the moment is up to $2,302. And when we launch, one lucky winner is going to get that amount into their MetaMask wallet. We're going to deposit $2,300 worth of Vulcan tokens into their MetaMask wallet. So if you're interested in getting into Johnny Blockchain and you want to get access to the AI trading robot, you can come in here. The minimum you can do is $15. So if you want to start with $15, that's going to give you 1 Vulcan token in your back office that you will get paid a weekly income until that's gone up by 125%. Then that's it. You won't get any more. So you're getting access to Johnny Blockchain for free. You're also getting these Johnny Blockchain credits. In this case, you're going to get 15 of those. And you're also going to get 9 prize draw tickets that you can enter into that fund there. So it's a great time to get involved with Johnny Blockchain because you can only get these bonuses, these free bonuses, in the pre-launch phase, and you still get access to the bot. Now, once you've made your sacrifice, it's then going to take you through where you can set up a Johnny Blockchain account, and then all you need to do is to reach out to me and let me know that you want access to the robot. Leave me a comment below here saying I've made my sacrifice and you want access to the robot, and I'll get that access for you. You have a fantastic day. Click the link below. Come and sacrifice your BUSD. Get involved with Johnny Blockchain. Get these pre-launch bonuses, and I hope to see you on the inside, and I'll speak to you soon in another video. You have a great day. Bye now.